once again to Senior Focus. I'm your host, Bill Adams. Senior Focus is a show designed for adults over the age of about 50 or so. We come to you a couple times each month through Armstrong's Channel 20, and thank you to Greg Roten from Armstrong Cable. If you miss any of the show, you can always watch it on demand. And also, Greg is nice enough to help us put it up on YouTube, so you can check us out there. Also, we're on Facebook. If you go to Senior Focus TV, you can find information there. Also, we want to thank Keith Kaiser. He's from Mill Creek Metro Parks, specifically at the Davis Visitor Center here, and we're in the beautiful Davis Visitor Center. We welcome you to come on out and enjoy especially in the the warm weather months, the gardens and the whole everything the park has to offer. Today, we're going to be talking about senior employment, and specifically the Mature Services Employment Agency, which is in Boardman. And I'm going to introduce our guest to you. To my immediate left is Latasha Johnson, and she is a training specialist with Mature Services. And we also have Michelle McCabe. And on the far right, as you look, is John Allison. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. And we're going to talk in depth about maybe how people over the age of 55, I believe, right?
Correct.
Can get back into the job market if they've been out for one reason or another. And why don't we start, Latasha, with you with just some of the basics about where Mature Services is and how you can be reached.
Okay. Mature Services is located, our address is 5500 Market Street.
Mm-hmm.
We're located in Boardman. We're in Suite 114. Our contact information, our phone number is 330-782-0978. Anyone interested in our programs can give us a call or come by our location and pick up an application. And basically what we do is we assist those ages 55 plus, as you said,
Mm-hmm.
with entering or re-entering the workforce through community service placements at nonprofit agencies and government agencies, such as schools and hospitals, places such as that. And we also give them training to help them become competitive in the workforce and maintain the skills that they have while also learning some new ones. And we do that through customized training with some area providers. Sometimes we have a Microsoft Word class, or just to get people comfortable with using computers.
Sure.
That's the way the job market is going. And it's just a really great program, really great program.
How long have you been working with Mature Services?
4 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And why don't we let people know what area we're talking about? You cover not only Mahoning County, but other areas.
Right, we cover Mahoning, Trumbull, and Ashtabula counties.
Okay. And to your left is Michelle. And Michelle, yes. You want to describe, you actually are working there?
I am what they consider a participant.
Okay.
And I joined the program 3 years ago. They have a lot of different kind of trainings. I had to kind of increase my skills a little bit. I've been in the workforce for a long time, but I was lacking a little bit on computers, and they had training classes for computers, basic, Excel. They kind of teach a lot of things on what you haven't learned in the last 20 years or so. And I've been working in the main office, and I've learned customer skills and just a lot of different things on how to work with people. It's really an excellent program.
And I just want, before we talk to John, I just want to let people know that sort of as background, I've worked with nonprofits, a couple different ones, and as a director. And we have turned to Mature Services, both through the Austintown Senior Center and Access Health, Mahoning Valley, where I work. And we've been very fortunate with the personnel that we've been able to have at our offices. So, and I've talked with Michelle on several occasions.
Yes.
And now we're going to talk with John. John, you want to talk about how, what your background is and how you got into the program?
Most certainly. At the age of 57, I had lost my job of 23 years, and no one would hire me. I had gray hair. There's no job discrimination. Wrong. So somebody told me about senior employment mature services, and I joined with them in 57. When I was 57, I'm sorry. That was in 2009. It so happened that they put me into a position as a senior support associate at the Howland Scope Center in Warren. Now, that's one thing that Latasha talked about. It's not just Mahoning County, it's Trumbull too. I know a lot of people in Youngstown from my past, because I worked there for 23 years. And I sort of want to reach out to them that if they're looking for something and they can't find it, give them a call. As it turned out, I worked for Mature Services for 2 years, learned enough over that period of time that just 1 month shy of 2 years, they promoted me to co-manager of my Scope Senior Center. And a year after that, they made me the manager, which I'm very proud of. And it so happened, again, I might say that a lot, but I just fell in love with the job when I got there. It's helping seniors. SCOPE stands for Senior Citizen Opportunity for Personal Endeavor. And we run numerous programs, from computers to dancing to bingo to bocce programs. And that's my job, is to put a smile on their face. And if you can do that, you'll put a smile on yours.
Well, and again, this is through a main office here in Boardman on Market Street, right?
Correct.
And what happens, maybe you could describe what happens when a person first contacts the office? What are some of the things that people need to know if they were going to apply? Somebody sees this on TV and says, you know what, I'd like to give that a try. What do they need to do?
Well, the first step is the application process.
Mm-hmm.
So they would either pick up an application, or we can even send one right to them. Once we receive that application, we give the person a call and schedule them to come to what we call an information session, where we give them information about our program to make sure that it's right for them and something that they really want to do. We also have some eligibility guidelines that we have to follow, things like that. So we make sure that they're eligible for our program services, and then we go from there. We also take a look at our agencies and see what, maybe if they have some openings available, and see if they are a match. We send the participant then out on an interview. They interview just like it's a real job. From there, we do enrollment, and they start. So it's a little bit of a process, but
Worth it.
Yeah,
it's
most certainly.
definitely well worth it.
Yeah, Michelle, do you want to talk about maybe some of the things that you personally have, maybe some of the trainings that you've gone through? You talked a little bit about that. About
Right,
the
they
computers.
have the computer classes, they have how to go for an interview. There's just little things that you don't think about until you start getting over the age of 55, because you haven't done it for a lot of years.
Right.
And the people that do come in, some of them have not worked for maybe 10, 20 years. And they really kind of, and our program does kind of teach them how to dress for an interview, what to say on an interview, how to answer the questions. Once they kind of learn some of that, there's the computer skills they learn. Some of them go into, they want to change their whole career. They've been office work most of their life. They want something different. They'll go into kitchen help. They'll go into the hospitals, work there with the children. They go into senior centers. They just want to change their program a little bit than what they've had, and they learn a lot. There's just so many. You could learn grant writing. If you want to kind of go into a whole different field, there's classes, nursing classes, all different things that you can get into when you go in.
And John, you touched on something that we haven't really talked about on Senior Focus, but I know a lot of people in this area have experienced, and that would be basically job discrimination against older adults. And what would you say to people who maybe have gone through that experience? They've worked in the past, they have a good track record, but when it comes to trying to find a job, they just are feeling, kind of, well, what do I do now? Because, I get these rejections, or I don't get the interview. What are some encouraging things maybe, or some things you could suggest to people?
Keep trying. There's work out there. There's jobs out there. I couldn't find it but Mature Services helped me find that position, and it just happened to be a beautiful match.
Right.
Since then, I've sent a number of people to Mature Services, and they found them positions. This was not something I knew anything about, I just happened to catch wind of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be, I'm happier now than I've been at any job that I've had. And I did, the last job I worked 23 years. And that's why I was reaching out to the Youngstown people, because they know me. And this is a good fit. And it's not just Mahoning and Youngstown people. I'm talking about people in Trumbull County. There's a lot of them out there that go, what do I do? And actually, I refer them to Mature Services.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're such a plus for all three counties.
We appreciate that.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Well, and a good part of that, I guess, would be some of the recruiting of, job sites, right? You have to go out, you have to
Right.
make contact. And
Absolutely.
is it okay if you would talk about some of the places? I mean, I just mentioned a couple, that I know personally. The Austintown Senior Center is one of the nonprofits, Access Health Mahoning Valley, but you have
All the scopes
all the
Yeah.
scope
in
centers.
Trumbull County, Akron Children's Hospital.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
A lot of
there's
the
six
senior-
scopes
Yes.
in Trumbull County. But also that I run into a lot of people that have joined our scope in Trumbull that live in Youngstown, and I tell them about Austintown. And I said, you don't have to travel this far. You can go here and have just as much fun.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
And this is been around for a while, right? This is a federal program.
Yes.
So would you talk a little bit about that, maybe about how that works? It's through the Department of Labor?
Yes, we're funded through the Department of Labor and the Ohio Department of Aging.
Mm-hmm.
We've been around since 1975. We've been serving older adults, so we've been around for a while.
Mm-hmm. And how about some of the eligibility? You talked about that, but maybe let people know, what are some of the things that people need, in order to qualify for the program? There are some things that you have to, I guess it's
Right.
income and that type of thing.
Right, it is income-based. We determine that on an individualized basis. And you must be 55 years of age or older, actively seeking employment, willing to work, able to work, and just have that go-to attitude. You have to be unemployed, though, for our services.
Definitely.
But the main thing is looking for work and just willing to get back out there, and we'll do the rest.
Mhm.
We'll do the rest, so.
You can also even be on unemployment
Okay.
and be
still-
in the program, because it's really considered a training program.
Exactly.
Rather, so we have some people, they just got laid off and they're like, well, I still have unemployment for another 2 months. You can still come in the program.
Right.
And it's, again, my understanding is sort of a win-win for the nonprofits, because they're looking for quality people to help them out. And then the understanding is that this is a temporary situation, right? It's for a
Yes.
couple
Yes.
years maybe. And then the folks would, move into regular employment.
Absolutely.
This is where Latasha comes in with her training program.
Yeah.
And she helps them write a resume.
Oh, yeah.
And she helps them look for permanent jobs.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this is a training position, and this is her job that she does very well.
yes,
And-
yes indeed.
And she finds them, like John here, permanent, positions.
Yeah, now you have a job club? Is that one of the?
Yes, we hold Job Club. It's an intensive strategy course where you will go through how to find employment in the hidden job market.
Okay.
We actually teach our participants to target the job that they want versus looking through the newspaper ads where everybody is applying to the same type of job. So we found that you're more successful when you get out there and you start networking and really going
Okay.
after what you want. We also bring in area employers who could possibly be hiring, and they do mock interviews with our participants and just really give them first count of what they're looking for when they hire someone. So we take library tours. I mean, it's a great 2-week course for our participants. They really learn a lot. Some don't finish because they get hired right away
Oh,
during
before
the
they
course.
finish it, yeah, okay.
So it's a really great program to prepare them.
Mhm. Have you both been through that, the job club, or?
Yes.
I
went
was
through
not,
it.
but I just loved it just happened to be a perfect fit when I got there. And that's another thing, like Austintown, the senior center. Ours in Trumbull County, there's 6.
Right.
Warren, Niles, Howland, Cortland, Champion, and Lordstown. So we do get quite an influx of people, but this is also reaching out to the seniors that don't necessarily need a job, but someplace to come, someplace to have some fun, someplace to meet people your age, your generation, that you can relate to. And I throw them out if they're not smiling when they leave.
Well, again, we're talking with the folks from the Mature Services located in Boardman, and why don't we, at this point, again, give the contact information if you want to.
Okay, we're located on Market Street in Boardman. Our address is 5500 Market Street, where you can find us in Suite 114. Phone number where we can be reached, 330-782-0978.
And we're talking about senior employment, and again, trying to get back into the job market, and I would think confidence is a real key to that.
Yes.
But on the plus side, even if somebody doesn't feel confident, maybe, and that's where you guys come in with the training and things, but maybe we could talk about what mature workers bring to a job. And, I just throw out from what I've seen is basically, just dependability is one of the things.
Absolutely.
Do you want to talk about, what are some of the
Yeah,
strengths?
Bill, I'm sorry if I interrupted. I apologize.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is something that Mature Services has where we're 55 or older. These people have the work ethic that we grew up with, that we work. We don't sit and ask when our first break is.
But they don't have the confidence.
No, but we build that
Right.
by encouraging them
Exactly.
as they go along. I have 2 mature service workers at my center. And you pat them on the back for a good job, build their confidence up so that they feel stronger when they go out. And if the quiet ones, I try to get out on the floor to talk to people, just go talk. To sort of loosen
Break
them
the
up
ice.
a little bit. Yeah. That's all.
That's okay. So with the initial interview, we talked about that, where people will come in and, they'll fill out the paperwork and things like that. What's the time period for when, somebody signs up originally to, when they maybe get started in the program? Is this a few weeks or?
Yeah, it depends. It all really depends. It could be 2
There's
to 3
steps
weeks.
to go.
Yeah.
There's
And just
few
making
steps.
sure we have a place for them and things like that. But, we move them along.
Some of them get a little impatient.
When I interviewed with Cindy and Warren at that time, I talked to her on a Thursday and I started the next Friday, the following
That's
Friday,
awesome.
in
That's
a week.
That's
unusual.
Yes, very.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are steps. You have to
there's
fill out the application.
More stricter
Then you go
guidelines.
maybe the
Yes.
following week for an orientation. Then you have your personal interview with Latasha and Julie. And then from there, I set up an interview to go to a host agency, which could be another week until it's convenient for them. And then they come back and sign papers.
But I'm a lucky guy.
Yes, you are very lucky.
And it's just all to make sure that it's a good fit with the agency.
Right.
So.
Right.
And I forgot to mention, you just reminded me, our project director, Julie Sheely.
Yes.
She's not with us today.
I threw that in there.
Yeah. Our project director is Julie Sheely. She's been with Mature Services for about 17 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
So they would also be working with her.
And again, your job in the office is, to handle obviously the paperwork and things, but you're always out there trying to find, new employment.
Right.
New opportunities. And maybe at this point, without mentioning names, but you want to talk about some of the, we obviously have success stories right here. But I mean, some of the other folks that you can think of that, have gone on.
Akron Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
There's different departments, they have a lot of departments. If there's any businesses out there that could qualify for our program,
We've had private doctor offices hire some of our trainees. various organizations.
All senior places
Yes.
take them. There's
Yes.
quite a variety, children's daycares, just kitchen places
Yep.
Yes.
that need help, and,
Yeah, you mentioned about, that was interesting, about how people sort of maybe changed their career.
right.
You know, they started, like I was talking to a gentleman the other day where I work, and he had talked about, you know, he was a driver. That was his profession, but now because of some health issues, he's not able to do that. But with somebody like that, then you're able to go into a different direction maybe, see
Yes.
what they're interested in.
Right,
Yes.
they want to change their career basically, but,
Right.
you know, maybe they're in their 60s, maybe they're in their 70s. I mean, we have participants that are actually 80, 81, and they're fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
They can work, and they are really good.
I got a
Yes.
long ways to go.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
do.
wish.
Yes, you do. Yes, everyone comes into our program with an individualized employment plan, and we just assist them with meeting their employment goal. And that plan could be, go take some classes, or go do some research on a certain field if you want to change fields, and see if that's the right one for you. And so that's how we help those who, you know, say, hey, I've done this all my life, but I want to try something different. And so that's how we help them do that.
Well, that's really neat. And that's sort of your situation, right, John?
Yeah, and the two mature service workers that I have currently, one is in management training, that's what I'm training him to do, is become a manager.
Okay.
And he loves that idea, and he loves working with the people. And the other fellow is our maintenance man, and I couldn't ask for a finer individual. He, at the drop of a hat, he will do anything for you. And again, I think it refers back to that age group
Right.
that have a work ethic, you know, and that's what we're looking for.
And
We
their
have a lot of
experience.
agencies that actually hire on their payroll.
Right.
Us, we do.
They hire, they might go for the training, and after a few months, the agency likes them so much, they say, we want to hire them. And there's quite a few of that.
Yeah, and I would think, again, going back to, you know, you could always train somebody in skills, you know, whether it's the work of computers or working, you know, as a
Right.
manager. But the work ethic is sort of either there or it isn't.
That's right.
You know, so if you're talking about a baseline of people over 55 who have that work ethic, who know that, hey, I'm expected to be there, and I'm expected to work, you know, all 8 hours or
Right.
4 hours or whatever the shift is, you know, that's a good start. And you could always, as I said, you can always train in various individual skills. Again, we're talking about senior employment and the mature services, is it corporation, I guess, or company?
Yes.
Okay, it's a nonprofit, though. You're
Right.
You're a nonprofit. And you're actually out of, is it Akron?
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
our
a
headquarters.
statewide group?
Yes, we're in 44 different counties over the state of Ohio.
Okay.
So we service a lot. We provide valuable services to the community.
Are there any other, any things in particular that are coming up? Any, you have the job club coming up, I think, or some trainings?
We have a job club that will be coming up in Trumbull County in
Yes,
July.
Computer training?
We have a job readiness course that's coming up pretty soon. And what we wanted to do with the job readiness course, we didn't want to just make it just a regular basic computer class. I think a lot of the mature adults that we work with, you know, they say, okay, I know how to turn on a computer. I know how to use a mouse. Give me something more. And so we're teaching them how to create email accounts, how
Okay.
to do online job applications. That can be really intimidating, even for somebody like me.
Oh, sure.
And so we're going to be teaching them job-specific skills with the computer in that course.
At our center, we offer computer classes for seniors,
Okay.
and they're really coming of age with that, because when we grew, not you young, when we grew up, we didn't have computers. If they were, they'd fill this room,
Right.
Right.
one machine.
Right.
So I was computer illiterate,
So was I.
and I didn't have a clue. Now I can get on there and check emails and,
Yeah.
you know.
All that fun
I mean,
stuff.
there's such a plethora of information there. But we teach these people, and in essence, because of the fact they have family that lives in California. They can go on a computer with Skype and see them.
Yeah, video, yeah. Mhm.
So, and they're almost forced to learn because it's a computer age.
Mhm. And I really like what you talked about with the, job interview and like mock interview and that type of thing. I think that would be an excellent experience, to just do a practice run. before you-
Interviews are different nowadays than they were 30 years ago. They don't ask the same questions that when I used to go for a job. It's totally different. And that's where Latasha kind of teaches them what is the proper thing to do.
Okay, and again, we're talking about senior employment. Why don't we give the contact information one last time?
Okay, we're located at 5500 Market Street. We're in Suite 114. We can be reached at 330-782-0978. And for more information, they can also check us out on our website. It's www.matureservices.org.
Right, and there's a whole page devoted to the Youngstown office. And, I printed out quite a bit of information, your brochures about trainings that you have and services you provide. Is there anything that you wanted to address, say you were talking to, and we don't know who's watching, but say there were some employers out there, who are watching as somebody who runs, local business, or they're the manager or hiring person. What would you talk about for your, the people that come through the program? What would you say about hiring a mature service worker?
Oh, I definitely would say give our organization a try first before you try anyone else. We have experienced workers who are just willing and ready to get back out there. And again, the work ethic that a lot of employers tell me that is lacking. So they wouldn't have to worry about that. Little training. They've been there, they've done that, so it would be very little training that they would have to provide. We also offer an incentive, which we call the employer-based training service.
Okay.
And it's really great. The employer actually gets to try out one of our trainings for free. We would pay their wages while they train with them, up to 12 weeks, or it depends on the scope of the training. So a lot of our participants have gotten hired through the employer-based training program. And
That's
I just say,
great to
just give us a call. We'll send resumes. We'll pre-screen for the employer. We'll do all the legwork for them.
Well, thank you very much. Again, this is, we've been talking with Latasha Johnson, and she is with Mature Services Agency, and also Michelle McCabe and John Allison. They're participants in the program, and again, they've been very successful through Mature Services Senior Employment. We encourage you to give them a call if you're looking to begin work again after maybe a layoff. Again, you've been watching Senior Focus. My name is Bill Adams. We come to you a couple times each week through Channel 20, and thanks to Greg Roten from Armstrong Cable. Also thanks to Keith Kaiser with Mill Creek Metro Parks. And until next time, thanks to you for watching.